I don't know how people are feeding their families in our country with all of the snacks and the drinks and that. There is a misconception that if you eat a carnivore diet that you're just eating steaks all the time and that it's really expensive. We don't eat steaks all the time. How people are doing it now with lots of snacks and drinks and packaged food, it has pushed me to look for ways to stretch the budget and, make it easier on the pocketbook. I'm not sure why I said pocketbook. That's pretty old. But we don't eat steaks every day. I started eating a carnivore diet about 18 months ago. So one thing that helps is that we don't snack a lot. We just don't eat as much. We are also not buying a lot of different variety of food and then in a week throwing it away. We don't buy hardly any fruit and veg because none of us eat it. I don't eat it at all. And my kids ask for it and I say, yes, of course, I will get you, I will get you fruits and vegetables, but they don't ask for it a lot. And I have to remind them, hey, go ahead and eat the bell peppers because they're going to go bad. And I paid $10 for 3 of them. So, or whatever. We do shop at Aldi. We do get from the big warehouse stores, Costco and Sam's Club, more affordable food along with steak. Another thing that helped us this year was we went in and got a half a cow. The only thing is we already ate all the steaks. So did my brother, because we shared the cow with him. And on average, it came out to, with the cost of the cow and the processing, it came out to be $4.20, $4.19 a pound, something like that. We have a lot of ground beef. Ground beef can go a lot of ways. And we eat burger patties. Dale and I especially eat frozen burger patties. In fact, I went to get some of my burger patties out of the freezer yesterday and they were all gone. And I thought I had some in the second freezer in the garage and we didn't have them. That was a mistake. Mistakes were made. We do buy cheaper eggs because we eat so many. My family eats so many. I haven't been eating eggs lately. I've been they're making me kind of feel, my stomach upset. And I thought, well, I got some farm fresh eggs from a friend and same thing happened. So egg quality can play a part in some of that kind of thing. But for the most part, because we eat so many eggs, I just buy the cheaper eggs at the store and occasionally splurge on farm fresh eggs because they're amazing. There's nothing better than that. Before, when I was trying to eat healthy or when I was just eating a standard American diet, I can't imagine what our bill would be now. We went to we went to, it was Sam's Club last weekend. And so if we were still buying all the snacks and the frozen food and the drinks, we have a refrigerator and we got it a few years ago just for different drinks. And it was when we drank, alcohol also. And it would, my dream, my idea, which is stupid, was to have that stocked for, all this variety. And now it just holds water and we don't keep much in our refrigerator. Maybe our big cases of eggs. I can't imagine what our bill would be. I think it would probably be like $800. It would definitely be doubled. I decided to try to really, put a concerted effort into losing weight, in learning about weight loss in about September of 2022. My dad had died in February. He had a fatal heart attack, and I was taking a hard look at what my life was and my health. I had suffered with chronic debilitating health issues when I was younger. And then about 10 years ago, I had a major surgery to treat that condition. And I had gotten a lot better with my chronic illness, with my Meniere's disease. But the problem that I was up against in those 10 years, for several reasons, I gained about 50 pounds. And part of it, I gained pretty fast in the beginning. And then I would try a diet a little bit, like a restrictive diet, calories, really low calories and moving a lot. And I tried that and I was a little bit successful, but it was very hard because I was very hungry all the time. I tried Whole30, did about 11 days. That's why I started drinking coffee, because you can have coffee and it helps, coffee is kind of it'll help you go to the bathroom. Let me just say that. And my dad died and I got, moved through the process of grief, and 6 months after that, 8 months after that, I thought I have got to get this under control. And so I did start learning about intermittent fasting, which was very helpful, very, very helpful, figuring out, learning about hunger hormones and how those hormones kind of work. I tried it a little bit, intermittent fasting, not extended fasting, nothing like that at that time. I found a plan. It was a whole foods diet that could, that can be helpful for some people. I don't think that all people need to do what I do. What I do is really restrictive because it works for me in my set of circumstances. Online subscription, you can order groceries and have them shipped to your house, and real foo-foo, bougie kind of stuff. And I had a meal plan, all kinds of seeds and powders, spices, lots of spices, beans, pumpkin. I was doing these meal preps. I had a food reaction elimination diet, and I found Lion Diet, which I did for 2 weeks and then shifted into Carnivore Diet. Going from having so much variety and eating certain things in moderation and having a balanced diet. And then not to mention the alcohol that we used to buy. The other thing, in like December of 2022, we had just bought 12 bottles of wine because they were on sale. I cannot imagine what the prices are now, because I immediately stopped drinking wine, and I haven't, I've never missed it. That's probably one of the most surprising things. I was using it to cope, I was dealing with some grief, and I was using it as an escape, and I used food that way too. I cannot imagine what kind of money we would be shelling out if we still had those types of habits. So now we don't buy any alcohol, drink water and coffee, seltzer water, plain. I've been having to drink plain. I do buy some things that are a little more, pricey, spendy. The carnivore bar is initially, you're like, I'm not paying that kind of money for. I can eat one and it's, it works for me. And I'm the one that's eating them. So it's an investment for my health. We eat mostly beef. Again, with the shirt. And sometimes we do splurge on steaks. We are not just mindlessly eating. We don't buy cereal at all. We buy a little bit of bread. I don't have to buy tons of spices. A lot of times our shelves in our refrigerator look bare because they are. I buy it, we eat it. I buy the food, we eat the food. I buy the food, we eat the food. And we don't have to keep a lot of that stuff stocked because it's fresh, it's perishable. I spend money on salt. I like quality salt. I don't have to buy salt very often, butter. I do like Kerrygold. We do buy cheese. Cheese can be, it's expensive. I don't eat a lot of cheese, so I usually just buy, the name brands. Cream, yeah. So some dairy, but not a lot. It's usually just meat. Oh, and shrimp. I do buy tuna, and I did buy some sardines, and I tried sardines. I feel like you get bang for your buck with sardines. Nobody else in my family is going to eat sardines. My husband Dale would eat tuna. He does eat tuna, but, and we get Safe Catch, it's got lower mercury, and I know what to look for when it comes to, fish and fatty fish and what you want. You want to try to find wild caught. So you might pay a little bit more for quality, but we just eat less. I really need my brain to be at its sharpest. For the world we live in, it's changed a lot in the last, 10 years. The world has changed a lot, and that's the way life goes. But I have to be on my A game. I have to be at the top of my A game, at the top peak performance. I have kids, and I have to be the best example. We've had to make some really tough decisions. And I have to be able to think, and my brain has to be able to work correctly to, without being inflamed and, sick, that kind of thing, so that we can make the best decisions. Because the fact of the matter is, I'm an expert on me, and I'm an expert on, I know what's best for my kids. My kids are older teenagers, but I still know what's best for them. And I know my intuition is the best. And, as their mother, I have to be able to make good, tough choices. Because otherwise, they're just going to get into the system and it's just going to chew them up and spit them out.